everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to the Cozy Christmas Cottage. Today we are crafting with planters from the Dollar Tree. I love them so much. They come in so many different shapes, colors, and sizes. And if you can't find them at Dollar Tree, you can also find several, especially the terracotta pots at craft stores, so check there too. Today, our very first project, we're going to be using the smallest size terracotta pots from Dollar Tree to create some gorgeous candle holders. So we're also going to need these emergency candles, also from Dollar Tree, and some colored glue sticks. We're going to be using white today, and yep, you sure can get colored glue sticks. I will make sure to link mine that I use down in the description box below. We're actually using it to create some dripped wax to make these candles look a little bit more realistic, but you can also use white glue sticks in your Christmas crafting to make little snowy scenes. These candles also come with a plastic base, which comes in really handy, so we can set our candles up and let them dry all the way. We're also going to be using them in this project to keep them upright. And now we're going to age these a little bit by 2 steps of painting. The first step is actually just painting them all completely white. So the wax and the candlestick parts were 2 different colors of white, and I wanted these to blend really nicely. So I came in with some white chalk paint and gave the entire thing 2 coats of that, let that dry, and then to age them, we are going to use some of this dark wax. And how to apply that is so easy. We use a baby wipe and we just come in and we cover the entire candle. You'll put it on kind of heavy, and then you can use a clean part of your baby wipe and go back over it to remove some of that wax, just making sure you get into all of the cracks and crevices. You can also add a few highlights of darker wax here and there too to make it look a little bit more realistic. Here is a before and after look. We need to add some height into the inside of our pots to raise up our candles. So to do that, I'm using some of these wood beads that I also found at Dollar Tree, just hot gluing those into the bottoms of the pots, 2 of them just to give it good coverage on the bottom. And then we're gonna take our hot glue and glue the bases of these candles to the inside of the pots right on top of those beads. That'll raise up our candles a little bit so that you can see them. This is actually some garland that you can find at Christmas time at Dollar Tree. I just cut little snips off of it and then twisted it into a wreath shape and sat those on top. And you can leave them like this if you want, but I thought I would dress mine up just a little bit more. These are miniature pine cones, also from Dollar Tree, and then to give it a little bit more Christmas cheer and pops of red, I'm hot gluing in some red berries there too. And then you can see here the way that we installed these candles, we're now able to pop those right out of there, twist off the bottom, add our batteries into the bottom. Each one takes 2 AAA batteries. And then you can twist the bottom back on. And this is the part that turns your candles off and on. So you're gonna wanna have access to that. And then you can turn them off and on as you want and just set them right back down into your terracotta pots. But I love these. They are so simple, but very elegant. And I love the little bit of rustic touch that these give to my decor. These next planters from Dollar Tree are such an amazing deal. These are the seed starter pots, and they're such a great deal because you get 12 of them in 1 pack for only $1.25. So you can do so many different projects with these, from ornaments to gift ideas. And I thought I would show you a really quick, simple, and easy decor idea. So I'm taking one of those pots and I'm just adding some white chalk paint around the edge. I wanted this to have sort of a snowy look and let that dry. I thought it would be really, really cute. These are the perfect size for little tiered trays. And you can set pine cones into them to kind of help display them, or they also kind of look like miniature Christmas trees too. These pine cones I got from Hobby Lobby a couple years back in their pick section and just kind of cut them off the picks, and they are so pretty. My tiered tray is a Target dollar spot find. It was only $5, and it is so easy and simple to kind of dress these up with a little wreath in the bottom, a Dollar Tree sleigh ornament at the top. Sometimes it's the simplest ideas that really have a beautiful impact. And here's another idea using those same pots. You can actually just pop some bottle brush trees into these too to give them a little base. I love this neutral look, so you could also do traditional bottle brush trees in here or even add little ornaments into the trees. I love this neutral kind of snowy look that could even transition into wintertime. The next planter we're going to use are these tall galvanized buckets that have the jute trim around the top. And we're also going to need 4 packs of these bamboo hoops that you can find at Dollar Tree now. They are amazing. If you buy 4 sets, you'll actually get 2 of the orbs we're going to make out of these. You're going to get a small one and a large one. We're going to be using the smaller one for this project. I am using some black chalk paint to completely paint all 4 of the smaller rings. I also did the bigger rings too, so I could have both of those orbs made. So here's what they look like all painted. You'll also need a wood bead with a flat bottom on it, or a flat side on it. So paint that up the same color as your hoops. And then we're gonna put this all together. And to do that, we're gonna take 2, crisscross them at the top and the bottom, insert the 3rd one and kind of offset them, adjust them so they're all even. And the last one we're gonna put right over the center to kind of make a ball. And then once you get it all tight in there, you can also add a little hot glue here and there to make sure it's not going to slip and slide apart. And then last but not least, hot glue your wood bead to the top. This makes what looks like a metal orb, one that you would kind of find outdoors, but obviously spray this if you want to use it outside. This one I'm going to be using inside, so I left mine plain. We're going to take our galvanized bucket now and we're going to fill it with some styrofoam that you can also find at Dollar Tree, and then attach that orb onto the top. And here's another great hack for you too. If you don't have any floral picks, you can take a paper clip and trim off the top and the bottom. And it's not quite as long as a floral pick, but it will work in the moment since I didn't have any on hand or making do. And what you'll do is you'll put the orb on top and then take those paper clips that you trimmed up and just insert them over the hoops and into the styrofoam. Also, a little bit of hot glue here helps too to keep everything together. And this is kind of what it looks like. I just used 4 to keep mine in place. Then we're going to need different styles of fir needles. Both of these are from Hobby Lobby that I had on hand, and I just went around the orb and stuck in some of those picks in different areas of the orb to make sure it got all filled up. Now we're going to add a few little accents to this. This is burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree. I just made a loop and an extra little tail on there. I did that a few times. There were also some pine cones with my picks that I left in there. And then we're going to add one extra little element that really makes this whole thing come to life and tie it all together. And we're going to add some of these beautiful fairy lights that you can also get from Dollar Tree. They're basically little tiny LED lights on a wire, and then you just kind of wind that into your arrangement. Do your best to kind of hide the wire and then tuck your battery pack into the back, but make sure you can still access the on and off switch so you can turn this on and off and your batteries don't go to waste. But this is so gorgeous at night. You could do this in a larger scale with a larger planter and maybe larger embroidery hoops that you can get from the sewing section. And even with fresh greenery, this is just a beautiful high-end look. Now our last project, we used the tall metal buckets. This project, we're going to need 2 of the smaller metal buckets with the jute trim around the top. That is going to become the bottom. We need to remove the sticker off the bottom here because you will see that. So just some heat to help remove the sticker, and then some Goo Gone to get rid of any extra adhesive. And then we need to punch holes into the bottom of both of these planters. It's so easy to do with a hammer and a screwdriver. Tap that down, and then I also wanted it a little bit bigger than that, so I took my pliers and hammered that down in there to make the hole even bigger, and then kind of routed it out a little more to make sure I could add the jute or the rope for this project. We're going to make some pretty Christmas bells. So here's about the size you're needing for the hole. We're going to use some nautical rope that's also from Dollar Tree. You're going to push that rope from the top into the inside of your bucket and then tie a knot. And a little tip here is to add some hot glue into that knot to make sure it doesn't come undone at all. You can also trim the excess. So you'll pull that tight and make sure your knot does not come back through that hole. You'll repeat that process for the second bucket. However, you want to make sure you have some slack in between them. That is how we're going to hang these bells up. Again, adding some hot glue into the knot, cutting off the excess, and then you can see here we have the start of our rustic Christmas bells. To make these look really Christmassy, we're going to dress them up with some Dollar Tree picks. I love these poinsettias. They have a little bit of glitter on them, and I also love that they come with some holly leaves too that are going to help dress up the tops of these. So I'm using a flower and a holly leaf on each one of the bells just so they match, and using my hot glue to attach them. So once I got those on there, I thought it needed a little bit more. So this is just an extra little fir needle that I picked off of one of my Hobby Lobby picks, and secured that off to the side just to give it some more texture. And I repeated that entire thing on the second one so they matched, but you could obviously use whatever kind of decorations that you have, add some ribbon if you want, or even a jingle bell would be really pretty. And that's all there is to creating these really simple but rustic looking Christmas bells. I love doing this last year. Let's do it again. Leave me your favorite Christmas emoji down in the comments below. I love to see you spreading all that holiday joy. Up next, we're going to use a planter in a whole new, different way. I love that they have different sizes, especially these larger ones, and these are red, so they are definitely Christmassy. But if you have a small or large gift to give, these make the cutest little gift baskets. So I add a little bit of paper in the bottom to take up some space. Target Dollar Spot always has the cutest kitchen towels and themes, so we're gonna do kind of a kitchen-y theme for this gift basket. Dollar Tree also has great towels and pot holders. This mug is from Dollar Tree. We're gonna dress it up with a bottle brush tree and also a cookie cutter. You could add some peppermints as a little treat in here too, or a gift card. But this is just a fun way to give a gift. You could do a garden theme in this, would be really cute too. Wrap it with a clear cellophane bag, and you have a custom gift with also a usable little pot that they can keep and use. Next, we're going to go back to those terracotta pots. You can find big packs of these at Hobby Lobby for only a few dollars. So if you're going to be making several of these Christmas tree ornaments I'm going to show you, that is probably the best way to go to get the biggest bang for your buck. I just painted this terracotta pot green, and using some paint pens, coming in and giving it some polka dots or some Christmas lights in this case with some different colors, but you could also just use some regular acrylic paint and decorate them however you like. And to turn these into ornaments, we're going to use some Christmas ribbon just tied into a knot at the bottom, so that way we have a nice loop on the top. And then you can insert that loop through the top of your terracotta pot. It'll pop right through there. I used a pick to kind of help me get it through there. And then to give it the star on top, this is a wood star from Dollar Tree. Coloring that in with a gold metallic marker, letting that dry, and then using some hot glue to attach that onto the ribbon hanger on that so it stands up nice for us. And then you can add these to gifts, onto gift bags, or of course onto your Christmas tree. If you're looking for everyday crafts, you can come over to my other channel, The Daily DIYer, which I'll link up in the iCards. I shared this project over there for Christmas in July, but I wanted to share it for you guys here in case you missed it, because I love this project so much too. It is worth sharing again. This is one of the smaller pots from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 3, so it's a great deal. I filled that with some styrofoam, and again with the garland you can get from Dollar Tree. I'm making a fluffy wreath, kind of twisting it onto itself so it has different layers to make it more full, and then hot gluing that onto the top rim of this planter. Then you can go ahead and pop that right onto the hot glue. And this is actually sort of one of my solar light hacks. So we're going to use this awesome solar light from Dollar Tree. A trick to this is if you pop the top off, you can remove that grid from the inside and you'll get more of a plain look for the outside, more of a frosted glass look, which I love. And we're going to add this into the styrofoam. To do that, I just kind of stuck it in the middle and press down a little bit so so it kind of gave me a ring where I needed to add my hot glue, and then press that solar light back down into the hot glue farther into the styrofoam so it would stand up. These solar lights are so awesome because they have that flicker effect. We're going to also decorate this up just a little bit more with some of those mini pine cones and also some more red berries to make this look extra Christmassy, hot gluing those in kind of randomly around. And really, that's all there is to this project. It was super quick, super easy, very, very affordable, and I love the sort of street lamp look that this has. We are just getting started here at the Cozy Christmas Cottage this holiday season, so make sure you're subscribed and turn on those notifications so you never miss a holiday video full of Christmas fun. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and have a very happy holiday.